What's up, family? This is Mr. Golden coming at you with another video today. And we're going to talk about something really special. Yeah, I know I'm late. I missed the bus, but I called an Uber on over to the destination, which is brothers that are in relationships with women of other ethnicities and magically become super woke. In spite of recent developments with people randomly finding out that Donald Glover / Childish Gambino's wife / girlfriend / baby mama or whatever is a woman of a different ethnicity, Asian, white, hell, I don't know, and I really don't care. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to address the issue of brothers that become extra woke after being in interracial relationships. See, this is a very interesting dynamic for me because when I watch these people, like your Van Joneses, or or Donald Glover, or John Legend, all these people that are so deep and profound on a different level of advocacy for black people, but they choose to date other people outside of their ethnicity. That's being disingenuous. It's just like trying to push Coke, but you drink Sprite when nobody's around. Do you really want to trust that person? Because there's no degree of congruency. There's no level of consistency there that can really substantiate exactly what they're talking about or what they're trying to get you to buy into. But the cause of that is because they never stood up to their mothers. A lot of people say, what does that have to do with anything? It's because they never decided to cut the psychosocial and umbilical cord, which is in the black community, which is a matriarch. Because police reports, they'll tell you that when cops interact with people that are black in the communities, they actually speak to the mother or the woman first because it's a matriarchal thing. Or if it's Indian or Pakistani or even Caucasian, they actually speak to the man first. But when dealing with black people, they always talk to the woman first because she, quote unquote, is the one in charge of the community. So when these guys, when they don't stand up to their mothers, it's pretty apparent because you can see it because a lot of women can pick up on it as well. Cousins, aunties, sisters, other women in the community, they pick up on it, and then that's why in a large amount, brothers have no say in anything. You get disrespected and pushed to the side and marginalized and minimalized in the black community. So with these guys who have the type A personalities, but they really don't have the backbone, to really assume that position in the community and kind of push mama to the side and say, hey, look, I understand. Mama, I love you. I thank you for what you've done for me at this point, but now I'm a man and I'm going to need you to move to the side. And I'm going to have to let you know that I'm going to have to find another woman that's going to obsess over me the same way that you obsessed over me growing up and obsessed over my father so that we can get this ball moving in the right direction. But they don't want to come to terms with that. So they hop over and then they go into, different relationships with women of different ethnicities. And then they turn into Superman under a yellow sun. They can run faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, can leap a tall building in a single bound because they have extra energy that was transferred from the black community into dealing with people of other ethnicities, to really showcase themselves. So it's really selfish when you look at it because they don't invest that energy into the community in order to get the ball rolling so that we as a people can be competitive with other ethnic groups. Because as much as they talk about feminism and patriarchy and all that, this and the third, what it boils down to is that every other ethnicity on planet Earth with something worthwhile is run and operated by men. So you need men to compete with other men in order to get an advantage. It's just plain and simple. It does not work any other way. And you see it, in a lot of these democratic states in America to where there are no men present and the women are allowed to run free range. Your Chicago's, your Memphis's, your Detroit's, your Oakland, California. All these places that, are or democratic wastelands pretty much have that common theme, because there are no men present there to really uphold and really manage things. So what you do is you have these ultra woke brothers. Oh hell, Shannon Sharp, ultra woke brothers talk about all this black stuff, but they go home to a white community with a white woman, and then they just kind of turn it off because the only thing they're doing is pandering to get paid because black pain equals to green money. It's just plain and simple. I mean, these people aren't worth a quarter to us, but due to that need for validation from quote unquote white daddy, then they are going to have value because what that does is that puts you in the discussion with other people. But what you fail to realize is that that's a double-edged sword, because the same things that make this person, your Van Jones, your Donald Glovers, your Shannon Sharps, hell, even Cornel West got him a white woman now. But but yeah, it's once you see this happening, then it's going to further deteriorate our community, because what ends up happening is that that's now going to become the standard, to invest energy and building and creativity into the mainstream medium, which is pushing for deculturalization, which is pushing for globalization, which is pushing for chaos, and things being disheveled and out of order at the expense of us. So, that's why I really don't even like to say it's a black community. I like to say that it's a black demographic, because it's just a group of people and waiting to be pushed and pulled and moved and put into different avenues and areas where it's convenient for exploitation, because we have no culture to anchor ourselves to actually work things out to get the ball rolling. Yeah, but this is Mr. Golden, and that's just my take on why brothers get extra woke after they get a white woman. It's because they're shedding responsibility. It's no different than you transferring high schools because you were bullied at one, and then you get to the new one, and then all of a sudden you become too cool for ice cream. You're faking it, so don't be pushing Coke but drinking Sprite in public, because we need consistency and congruency, and our men and the demographics, so we can go back to being a community. But other than that, the key to responsible drinking is to make sure you put the condom on before you get drunk. And when God made the universe, he wrote post-dated checks for all things to come. So if you ever want to be anything, start collecting and cashing, and I'm out.